A voice for me, but not for thee. That seems to be the view of the yes camp in the Voice referendum, and is what we can expect if the Voice succeeds, at least given all of the rhetoric that we've heard. Anthony Albanese, for example, has decried the alleged misinformation from the no camp, all the while spreading misinformation himself. He's remarked that he would like to ban social media, and while it's been claimed that he was joking, he certainly didn't sound like he was joking in that radio interview. He claims that no campaigners spread conspiracy theories. This occurs whenever people mention that the Voice could lead to a treaty, even though Noel Pearson has specifically said that the Voice would push for a treaty. Megan Davis has argued that a treaty would be in danger if there were not a Voice. The Uluru Statement, which Anthony Albanese has endorsed in full, says that a treaty is the culmination of our agenda. That is, a treaty would be a natural consequence of the Voice. But it could in fact get worse. It seems that some prominent Yes campaigners might actually want you deplatformed for questioning the narrative. For example, Professor Megan Davis, a co-chair of the Uluru Dialogues and a leading Voice campaigner, has pulled back the curtain. In a since-deleted tweet, she wrote, "It's astonishing to me that the ABC Insider show has Warren Mundine on this morning, Jacinta at NPC, National Press Club, Carrie-Anne Little on the 7:30 report, the schmozzle of Four Corners. ABC just continually platforms the no campaign. #insiders. Now this post attracted 500 reposts, 55 quote reposts, and 1,500 likes. Clearly, quite a few people saw it before it was deleted. Now, of course, Megan Davis might have resiled from that opinion. She might have decided that, in fact, deplatforming is not the answer, that ABC should in fact be able to platform both sides of the debate. We don't really know. She might still believe that, she might not. It's not clear, but in any case, it gives us a sign of what could happen if the Voice ultimately succeeds. We can see more calls for suppression of contrary views, anyone that questions the narrative, anyone that doesn't go along with what the Voice wants. It gives us an idea of what the Voice might try to do to the government if the government disagrees with what the Voice is campaigning for. The comments are not exactly encouraging, and in reality they are a little disappointing. Professors are supposed to strive for academic freedom and intellectual curiosity. They're supposed to encourage people to question the dominant narrative. They're supposed to encourage active and lively debate, albeit respectfully. Now, some pro-Voice professors have tried to do this. They might support the Voice, but they aren't going to go out and castigate people for disagreeing with them. However, not all professors have been quite so encouraging of dissent. The clear issue with this tweet is that Megan Davis is a senior academic. She's a pro-vice-chancellor. Now this at least potentially gives her decision-making power and say over university policy. One might also wonder whether she has input into promotions, at least at senior levels. And this suggests that she would want to try to enforce this dogma across the university, or at least that's an implication that one can draw from the statements. It also raises the question of what exactly are academics supposed to be saying? Do academics need to go along with this narrative lest they be de facto deplatformed via not having promotions get up? What message do they send to academics who disagree with the Voice? Indeed, not all Indigenous Australians even agree with the Voice. Perhaps they're concerned that the in-group will amass power and disenfranchise them by purporting to represent their interests. Now, we don't know exactly how many Indigenous Australians support the Voice and how many disagree with it, but it certainly isn't universal. And regardless, reasonable-minded people can disagree all the time, and this should especially be the case at universities, and something that professors should be encouraging. The concern, of course, is that if a person believes that a certain view should be deplatformed, then presumably they also believe that that view is beneath contempt, that it's dangerous, that it's factually wrong, that it will cause significant harm. However, polling suggests that 50% of Australians will vote against the Voice, and the Voice appears to be lagging in all states. Now, at least some academics must also disagree with the Voice. We don't know exactly how many. It might be a majority, it might not, but there are definitely at least some based on what we're seeing with the polling. So therefore, what message does Megan Davis's tweet send? Perhaps this is why so many academics have been silent, why so many academics aren't expressing a view at all on the Voice referendum. They might not necessarily agree with the Voice, but they're hardly going to junk the whole career by saying something, especially when it isn't core to what their core job actually is. Now, Megan Davis might in fact have reflected on her position, reflected on what she said, and she decided to delete the tweet. We don't know exactly why she deleted the tweet. We don't know whether she deleted it because she disagrees with that view and that sentiment. We don't know whether she deleted it because she believes she expressed herself poorly, and she doesn't really believe in deplatforming, rather she was just trying to make a point about particular campaigners. Maybe she deleted it because of the backlash or the optics, but it could also be genuine reflection. She might have decided that in fact all views should be platformed, but again, we don't know because we don't have that information at the moment. But regardless, you can decide for yourselves what you think happened. The issue, of course, is that if anything, the ABC appears to be biased in favour of the Voice and against the No campaign. For example, it appears the ABC airs significantly more Voice supporters than they do Voice detractors. ABC personalities appear to support the Voice. There are also claims that the ABC interrupts No campaigners significantly more frequently and more actively than they do Yes campaigners, thereby giving Yes campaigners significantly more fresh air and free bandwidth to go and promote their case. Furthermore, it's been reported that the ABC tried to bury Jacinta Price's speech at the National Press Club onto one of their secondary channels that would have gotten significantly fewer views than their primary channel. The ABC appears to actually want the Voice to get up. The comments and reaction in relation to Megan Davis's tweet have not exactly been kind. Now, while there were quite a lot of likes on this tweet on Twitter, or X as it is now known, it's only really been picked up by certain parts of the media. For example, The Australian picked up the story, and this perhaps is a sign of selective reporting, but it does mean we'll get a slight skew in terms of the types of comments we're going to get. Or more specifically, it appears that a large portion of The Australian's readers actually disagree with the Voice, and therefore the comments are likely to disagree with Megan Davis as well. But we can look at some of the main ones. One person says, "It seems some ABC-style mild attempt at balance, still highly skewed to the Yes case, is offensive to the Yes campaigner. No one could seriously suggest the ABC would be pro-No. So the very mention of any other team upsets her. It seems she would only be happy with the ABC pushing her side of the story. That does not bode well for democracy from such a prominent figure." Another person said, "It is disappointing that Professor Davis is critical of the ABC for allowing both perspectives to be discussed. This is similar to how I feel in my workplace. The CEO has issued statements to officially support the Yes vote, as have the rest of the executive. And any attempt to ask questions that reveal any skepticism of the Yes vote is a career-limiting move. That is also disappointing, to say the least. No debate or reasoned discussion is allowed." And yet another person says, "The ABC has been heavily biased against the No case, yet Megan Davis resents it for even giving No any coverage. This is a taste of what is to come on a broader front, of which the Yes mistruths are but one aspect of a broader political agenda, to control views and speech which the government does not approve of. And they have put up the legislation to do this. It's all about the vibe, it seems." And indeed, that latter comment is exactly right. The government put forth its misinformation bill that aimed to quash any so-called misinformation, but it cast the definition of misinformation so broadly as to create overreach. And not only that, it incentivized social media platforms to take down more speech, not less. So social media platforms would take a broad brush approach to suppressing speech. They would err on the side of suppressing more speech, not less, because they're penalized for letting any misinformation through the cracks, but they aren't penalized for suppressing too much speech. The government's misinformation bill would therefore suppress too many views. The government's legislation should therefore also be junked. But in any case, back onto the Voice. It does give us an idea of what some of the Voice campaigners seem to really think about the No campaign. They seem to believe the No campaign shouldn't really be getting much coverage, or any coverage. They seem to believe the No campaign is so beneath contempt that it should be deplatformed. And that should be disquieting. It tells us a lot about the polarization of the rhetoric. It tells us a lot about why there seems to be a silent No vote. Now, the main loser from this, of course, is in fact the Yes campaign. The more the Yes campaign is seen to go around suppressing speech, the more the Yes campaign is seen to be going around bullying people, the more the Yes campaign seems to be trying to deplatform people, the less support it's actually going to get. Because not only does it breed resentment, it also creates genuine fears about what the Voice is going to try to achieve if it were ultimately to come into being. It breeds resentment and it breeds concerns. But in any case, if you've got any thoughts about this, definitely do let me know that in the comments below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I see you next time as well.